What's going on YouTube? Haven't done an update in a long time. I figured I let you up in, because I got a lot of footage too that I haven't posted or anything like that. I'm sitting here in the middle of February, back at my house. I left to go down to Florida. I got down there on Halloween. Got to go to Cletus and Cars, ran into VHB Engines. My boys all got to meet Cletus and Kyle from Booster Boys. That was super exciting. And so yeah, we got back up here a few weeks ago, and I decided to pull this in the garage and give you a quick video of what I've done to it since the last video. One of the things here is we put a much larger intercooler on it. And as you see, I just went ahead and welded the tabs on it here, bolted up here. It's not going anywhere. And got it all hooked up. One of the other things we did too is, if you saw in a previous video or on Instagram, I bought a full 3-inch catback exhaust system for this. So that was this is the downpipe for it, and I put V-bands on a couple of sections. Maybe this is the only section actually. I wish I had put a V-band on this, because the one that came on this pipe was a 3-inch or no, 2.5 inch, and so I had to saw it off and weld this 3-inch on there. And so yeah, well, the bung on there for the what you call it, the wideband. Cap that one off because that one comes right up against the freaking drive shaft, or the axle, right at the CV boot. So anyways, we upgraded and put the exhaust manifold I bought before, right when I bought this car a couple years ago, and doesn't have any cracks. I got it used for I think $50 or something, and seems to run pretty good. I got this this really shitty wastegate pipe set up right now, so it just shoots down there. I gotta get an extension, get it set up. The reason I got it all tore apart here, I'll get to that in a minute. I finally put the GT35 turbo on, and oh yeah, and the exhaust. So basically the whole, all of this, the turbo, the intercooler, and the 3-inch all the way back there, which you can see kind of up there. I'll show you the back. I have to excuse the hangers I'm using right now, but they're pretty shitty. So yeah, I just got that. It's all boogered up. I'm going to redo all the hanger stuff here pretty soon, but it's a Vibrant Stealth muffler. Sounds awesome. And all that's Mandrel stainless 3-inch all the way back. Give it that sleeper look. Oh, and then one other thing. I just put these on the other day. I haven't even rode a single mile or a foot on these things yet, because I just had a shop go ahead and mount and balance them. Are these what I'm going to call some sleeper skins. These are Toyo Proxy R888s. They are 225/50 R14. And these are the same one the guy down there in Florida with the little white hatchback runs on his stock 14-inch rims, the D Series channel. And I said, I asked him on a comment section, I said, how you like those? They work pretty good. He says, yeah, they work real nice on the street. And then I think he runs slicks on the track. But I wanted some, everybody upgrades on rims and 15-inch rims, 16-inch rims and all that. And I was thought about doing that, but I really want to keep this sleeper, which is why I went full 3-inch. And I want to keep the hubcaps on here. So that's why I went with these tires. These are about, I would imagine, some of the best street tires you're going to get on a factory 14-inch setup like this. Now, they are going to rub turning. I know that already. I'm not too worried about that. I live up here in the country where there's very wide turnarounds and wide roads and everything else. There's not going to be an issue with that. So, yeah, let me try to think of what else I got going on here. Oh, as far as the ECU, I do have a 3-port boost controller, which, man, this thing is a pigsty. I'm definitely not one of them dudes like Honda Street Garage or Deadbeat Garage that keeps this shit meticulous. I got too many kids around here to be worrying about that. But, yeah, let me show you this. Oh, I also considering putting this on. I might actually not do eBay on that setup, but as you'll see, I'm running a Motu log. But in order to do boost by gear, you got to go ahead and upgrade a couple things on a circuit board. I believe a few diodes, transistors, and a few resistors, I believe, yeah. So once I get that in, I'll be able to do the Boost by Gear. I got this off eBay, I think, for like $11. I'll give you a nice breakdown exactly what to do. Plus, I believe Hunter Tunes just put up a video exactly how to do this. But there you go with that. AWM Boost by Gear. So we'll have Boost by Gear. Now, a little bit of background on what happened with the car. After I got all this put in, she popped the head gasket, and I thought I blew ringlands again. So I tore her the whole engine down. Oh, and I just got done. The reason I got all this tore down is because of that. I just wanted to do an update and check my rod caps. Rod bearings, sorry. Rod bearings. Check the torque on the rod caps. Just so I don't... I'm pretty anal about checking bearings on this thing. I've taken the cradle off a couple times. I never have an issue. I've never spun a bearing. I know lots of people do spin bearings in their shit, but I've never spun a bearing. I've never had issues with that, so that's just a good thing. But the reason I had this all apart right before I left town was I popped the head gasket. I had this street tune for, I think I was running about 18, 20 PSI? Yeah. And I was taking some guys for a ride in town, and all of a sudden she started hitting boost cut and the air fuel cut as well. Well, what happened is the well, I'll show you. This bung right here backed out or was cross-threaded or something. This is basically loosened up enough that the wastegate wasn't actuating. So she was spiking in boost. Well, I was looking around. I didn't pay attention to it. And I finally pulled over and I looked at it and I realized that this wasn't screwed in. And being an impatient asshole, what I ended up doing is cranking it on there and thought it stayed. And I disabled all the safety features in the ECU. I disabled boost cut. I disabled my two settings in EC Tune to, yeah, it was real foolish. But what I ended up doing is disabling the lean out process. Now these are only their standard truck decap injectors. I don't know exactly what their top rating is, but not only did I end up leaning out, but I ended up pushing about 30 PSI. And don't get me wrong, she ran like a rape ape. I mean, she was spinning them all through third and into fourth even. And it felt awesome for about 2 pulls. Well, 1 pull. Because the second pull I did like that. I figured, oh, she handled the first one. I'll do the second one. Boof! Big old plume of smoke came out of her and towed her home thinking, well, there we go. We either blew some ringlands again, because this is the 3rd set of Vitaras I got in there, or maybe we even cracked it. Maybe we did something even worse than that. So I pulled her home. I pulled out pulled the head off, pulled the oil pan, disconnected the rod caps, pulled the piston and rods up through the block, because I haven't removed the block here all the times I've popped head gaskets and all that. I didn't no need to do it. You just do it right in the vehicle. So the pistons were all great. Everything was good except for just the head gasket. Matter of fact, is that the one up there, boys?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right here. So it was one of these Amazon ones, like the first one I blew around that rally car race I was telling you. I was 2-stepping and had this shit way too aggressive. It popped. And this one, yeah, this one popped right here. And that was it. I mean, could have probably made it home or whatever. But, yeah, you can see this didn't have hardly any miles on it. Oh, yeah. She popped a couple spots right here. Right here. You can see where the round right here is what really caused it, obviously. And then there, too. So, what would that have been? Piston 1 and 3? Anyways, these two. So, that's where I'm at right now. I put a new gasket in it right before I left to go down to Florida back in October. Stuck it in the garage, made sure that, the freezing weather had antifreeze run through it. So I did a couple heat cycles. I had braking oil and I didn't even change the braking oil. I'm about ready to do that. This is what I run. I'm sure a lot of other guys run that too. This Rotella 15W40. I'm going to fire it up after I get all the oil in it. I'm going to change from EC Tune to Honda Tuning Suite, HTS, which is the new free Honda software that I believe is probably going to dominate the OBD1 ECU market out here. They basically adopted a lot of the platform from EC Tune, which has always been my favorite. Honda has got actually a lot of support and a lot of community with their stuff, but they're also, you know, spending $700, $800, $900, whatever it is to get that stuff. And, you know, Honda budget timing covering for that. So, yeah, I might upgrade. There's a couple of boards out there. I believe the Cobra RTP and, oh, geez, the other one was Honda something. It was one from Russia or something like that. I'm going to give those a shot instead of running my a chip or running my Ostrich emulator. My Ostrich, I've ran, and you're not supposed to really do this, but I've ran for a long time in here without actually burning a chip, and it lost the maps on it one time. Just absolutely corrupted the maps. I had to redo all the maps and stuff, and I unfortunately didn't have them saved at that time. Now I obviously save them, but anyways, I'll cut it short here, and the next video will come out. I will do a video of it. Maybe I'll do a video right away of loading up HTS on a laptop and doing the base map and also doing a little bit of street tuning. But otherwise, you know, Hunter Tunes got that covered on his channel as well, along with the Boost by Gear on the ECU. But who knows, maybe I'll double down and put my flavor on it, whatever. But so when you be seeing this, oh, speaking of Hunter Tune, I am going to be dragging this down his dyno shop in Oshkosh sooner than later. I'll have to throw a shout out to him and then say see if we can get this thing on a dyno. I'm want to shoot for about 400. I'm thinking. I know his boy Mike had this almost same setup but he had a cam in it, and they pulled 500, but they also, I think they were winding out the RPM a little more. I know he spun a couple bearings in his. I'm hoping not to have that issue, but I'm thinking 400 would be a nice low number with these meats on it. I don't plan on doing too much track time with it. Maybe I will. But
I mean, if we really have to, we can bring some extra bearings and some tools down there.
Well, hopefully we don't spin a bearing, because we're gonna need a little more than bearings, but. Yeah, we'll definitely bring some tools down there, right? Yep. And then yeah, we'll crank her up. We'll crank her up and see what she does. But yeah, maybe teach you to start dropping some clutch on it, huh? Anyways, all right, guys, we'll see you later, and then I should have some more content up on this channel. I'm not gonna tell you I have a schedule. I don't know. I think it's retarded for people to say, "Oh, you don't keep my schedule," because we watch this shit like it's on a TiVo anyways. Oh, TiVo kind of dates me, I guess. They don't do TiVo no more, but yeah, anyways, we'll see you later.